How do you see the evolution of the competition on the Romanian market?
The competition is very, very strong in Romania. If you look at the pricing in Romania and the packages and how aggressive everybody is, it's one of the most, if not the most, aggressive country in Europe for pricing. And we see, Cosmote has gone from almost no position to a very strong position of around 20%, which is amazing in this market. But that doesn't mean that people like Orange aren't fighting like crazy, right? Yeah. So the prices are pretty wild, and the margins are smaller and smaller for the operators. But it seems that everybody is last year was focused on trying to increase volumes and market share, etc. But this year I think will be more difficult for people to focus on that. They have to focus on profitability.
Do you see a growth of Cosmote, for example, despite of Orange and Vodafone clients? They need clients on the market, but the market is full.
Yeah, the market is full, but the strange thing in Romania is everybody has at least two numbers. And, I think one of your questions later on is portability. Mm-hmm. But Romania was the latest country to have portability in Europe, almost. Yes. If not the last one. I'm not sure if it's the last one. But
it's not the last one.
Not the last one, but it's in the last, it's in the last 10%. Yes. And what happened, everybody said, is portability a big deal, etc. What happened is that Romanians adapted to the fact that there is no portability. So we see, for example, in most countries, people would not imagine changing numbers. Mm-hmm. In Romania, it's standard practice. You see students on the campus who in the morning say, okay, my number today is... And once you adapt to that, then the possibility for one person to have 2 or 3 accounts is very easy, because it's like one group of friends is on this number and one group of friends is on this number. So that has made the Romanian market a bit more complicated than most other markets. And the ability and the issue is that the operators can get the customer, but they don't get 100% of the customer.
How did the implementation of number portability affected or favored your company?
I think until now it's neutral and possibly positive. I mean, the advantage with no pay is that people can port their number and continue receiving their calls, and we give them credit. So there are the portability numbers are going up slightly, but it's marginal. I think the main reason is because people adapted. Yes. Portability was too late.
Probably 10 years ago
would have been a much bigger impact. Yes. Even 3-4 years ago, yes, would have been a much bigger impact. But when Romania is a very adaptable society, and people adapt their consumption based on pricing and availability, right? And sometimes the first barrier to break, then you're comfortable with it, right? And I think that the portability came so late that people adapted without it. And even it's advertised on TV by the government all the time. And you talk to people and say, oh, I can port my number? If you explain it to them. So it's not even in their mind.
The regulative environment was quite agitated and politically changed during the last years. Have all these turbulences affected your company?
Yeah, I think the one disappointment on the regulatory front that we had this year is how non-transparent the issue of the 410 license was, to Rome Telecom, and that was a bit of a disappointment on the system this year, because we paid tens of millions of dollars for our license and our conversion, and then this license was awarded like this for 1 million.
Do you see a real danger between the connection with Rome Telecom and Cosmote? It could be a big pole of...
Yes, potentially, because I think that there is a convergence between fixed and mobile. So there's a convergence between fixed and mobile and between voice and data. So they have all the ingredients to be a very, very strong competitor. Traditionally, though, most groups within the same house are not usually very cooperative. So we hope that they continue their independence.
Yes, but you know the Deutsche Telekom come back.
Yes.
And this could
They could
affect
put
the Orange and Vodafone business in Romania.
Yeah, I think so. Because one of the problems for some of our competition is that they would like to focus on fixed. And this is difficult. I mean, just the example in Bucharest of the Net City project, which has been controversial and delayed and this and that and the other, makes it very difficult for people to have access to fiber or copper in Bucharest.
Do you intend to cooperate with this project?
Right now, we'll cooperate with whatever project comes around. We need, our main purpose for fiber is for interconnecting our own network. Right now, we don't have any plans to deliver fiber or broadband using cable or fiber to residential, which is the main purpose of a net city.
But all collaboratories depends on the prices, I suppose.
Yes, obviously.
Not the technology, but the prices.
No, because the technology is the same. Actually, you know, in other countries, the cities don't actually do anything on technology. They rent tubes. And you put what you want in the tube, which is the smart thing to do, because 80 or 90% of the cost is putting the tube in, not the fiber. Ducts, we call it.